Do not buy Forspoken for the PlayStation 5 or for the PC. Something about this game is incredibly suspicious. I mean, I know that for the most part, Square Enix actually deserves quite a bit of credit. I do want to start this video off by saying that this is not coming from a place of hatred. I'm not just trying to bag on the game because I thought the demo kind of sucked. I am saying this because, for the most part, I do feel like Square Enix has been doing incredibly good over the course of the last couple years with doing big experimental projects. I mean, obviously they have their moneymakers like Final Fantasy, but think about the fact that they're doing things like Octopath Traveler, Lost Sphere, the Live Alive remake, even weird stuff like Balan Wonderworld. Like, this game is complete freaking garbage, but I have to give credit to the fact that it feels like Square Enix is the one studio, the one major publisher that is willing to experiment, to go outside their comfort zone, even if it doesn't turn a big profit. But Forspoken, I truly believe this game is going to be hot garbage. And I want to explain why. What's up, gamers? DreamcastGuy here. Hi, hope you're having a great day. If you could like this video and subscribe if you haven't already. So, first and foremost, I want to start things off by taking a look at this article over here on Emo Pulse, which is a very funny name for a website. Apparently, nobody is getting review codes for Forspoken. Not on PlayStation 5, not on PC. Apparently, even though this game technically comes out here in just a couple days, nobody has access to it. And that includes me. I've actually talked to a lot of different reviewers. I usually get games way in advance, just so I have time to make content, to beat it, to platinum it sometimes. And in my personal experience, the more confident a company is with the project itself, the sooner you get the code. I mean, recently I've been playing a bunch of Monster Hunter Rise on the PlayStation 5. I had that game a full month before it came out. One time there was a game coming out, Yakuza 6. I had Yakuza 6 2 months before it was released, and that game was fantastic. Now, this isn't always indicative of a completely broken project. There have, of course, been those outlier examples. Stuff like Doom Eternal didn't really give out that many review codes and not that early on, and Doom Eternal is a complete masterpiece. But this makes me highly suspicious. Forspoken is a brand new title from Square Enix that's launching on consoles, coming up for the PlayStation 5 very soon. Fans have typically come to expect a certain level of quality for games associated with the PlayStation, but the recent news surrounding Forspoken has many people concerned about this upcoming release. Now, this guy right here, Andy Robinson, this is the head of Video Game Chronicle. He is the owner, he is one of the writers, and he has said straight up, look, we're not going to be making a freaking Forspoken review on Monday when the game releases, since Square Enix is not supplying them with a review code. That's extremely rare for us, so read into it how you like. Now, other people are saying stuff like this. This is Skill Up, a major reviewer, one of the biggest independent reviewers on the planet, and he's saying, I have now heard from 6 or 7 different major gamers and reviewers. We did not get a review code for this. As always, no outlet is entitled to a code, but this limited code is a huge flag. I've also heard that all of the outlets are not getting access to a PC code yet. Now, one of the interesting aspects about this entire controversy is that a lot of people have been very suspicious about these PC requirements. So they showed this off just a couple days ago. And in case you don't understand PC jargon, which even I myself, I'm not super familiar with it, these are absolutely crazy. These are completely insane computer specs. This basically means to run the game on just standard, normal graphics, you're going to have a top-of-the-line PC. Seriously, for the Ultra, some of this hardware is stuff that came out months ago. Like, they literally built this game apparently for computer parts that didn't even exist during the development, which tells me this game is incredibly unoptimized, which essentially means that when you're trying to make a game, you want it to be as smooth as possible. The code, the engine, all the little bits and bobs to be as flawless as possible so that when you play it, it looks as clean as it can. It has the highest resolution, the best frame rates. And people have noticed this, unfortunately, is not just a PC problem. Apparently, people have been doing a technical breakdown of the free PlayStation 5 demo they released. And apparently, the game, if you put it on 60 frames a second mode, it can actually go down to 720p. Now, this is completely unacceptable. In my opinion, this is a PlayStation 5 game. How is it that in 2023, we're supposed to be accepting a $70 experience that straight up runs at a definition that my TV is 4K? I haven't had a 720p TV in so many years. Like, this is so understandably ridiculously, like, people are actually upset, and I think that anger is very justified. Something about Forspoken is broke. Something about Forspoken is incredibly suspicious, and I truly believe that even Square Enix knows that. They decided to release a final launch trailer. The launch trailer for the game is 24 seconds long, and it's just generic combat. Now, I want to just say, I am not completely opposed to this game blowing my mind. I'm still going to review the game myself. I still want to check it out. But something about this seems very, very off. In my experience, it feels like when Square Enix or any major publisher has a unique IP, they like to show it off. If you are trying to do something that's big and new and different, you like to shout about it, which means dumping more money into the budget, which means making sure that people are seeing it, are hearing about it, are hyped for it. And this game, while it did initially have a big push at multiple state of plays and even showing up places like the Game Awards, it does feel like everything has gotten incredibly silent. Now, I am a little bit nervous and a little bit disappointed because I did want this game to be fantastic. I'm still going into this with a very open mind, but as it currently stands, I think everybody should just press pause. If you have this game pre-ordered, like a physical disc of it pre-ordered, I think you should cancel your pre-order. I think that everybody should just hang on for a bit because really, there is a good chance that this is going to end up being an overpriced, very underperforming game. Let's hesitate. Let's think about it. I do think that this is possibly going to be one of those games that drops, is incredibly buggy, is incredibly unfinished, but maybe after 6 months of polish, maybe some DLC comes out, it gets a price drop, we have performance patches that make the game actually look and run better, then it might actually be a good experience. But there are certain games that I have played in the past that are a terrible day one buy. And that is what I think this is going to be. I am very, very skeptical as to the quality and lack of polish that Forspoken is probably going to have. Even after having played the demo, even after having run around in this world quite a bit, even being a big fan of Square Enix games, you can see I've done things like even made like little goofy fan freaking boxes, PlayStation 1 boxes for some of my Final Fantasy remakes. I am just hesitant to support this game until we finally hear whether it's good or a dumpster fire. But what do you guys think about this? Are you excited for Forspoken? Tell me your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a big old thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe if you haven't already. And please, keep dreaming. Oh man, I'm still going to review it. I'm just making that clear. Next week, we're going to be reviewing Forspoken and the Dead Space remake. It's going to be a very busy time, but in the best freaking way possible. I love my job.